LOOT.BET. Made for live betting.
Alright, here we are, second series of the day in LOOT.BET/DOTA tournament. Ubayenya Hope, or Unique as they're tagged up here. They are once again playing. They're getting a lot of the games out early. 2-2 right now in the groups, I believe. They got smashed in the very first game against Fly to Moon, then they smashed themselves against another team. That was Wind and Rain. They lost to Namiga, but then they also won again against Priest. So it's a little back and forth on this one. And we'll see what they can do up against Pavaga Jr., the qualifier team, coming in here after the victory against Aachen City Esports. So, before we get into it, once again, quick reminder about our sponsor, LOOT.BET, of course. They have a ladder going in if you bet, and you can get MMR points, and the higher you are on this ladder, the cooler skins you can get for yourself. You can drop them and whatnot. If you want to find out more, of course, you can check it out on the sites. But for now, well, Pavaga Jr. thinking a lot about the first pick here, and they settle on the Brewmaster. Not something that we usually see. Rubik, though, a staple pick for a lot of teams. Lizard, what are your thoughts? Are you muted? Are you even here? I have no idea. I was just trusting him at this point. Alright. I'm just gonna wait for him to be back in a moment here. I mean, we don't get a lot of time between these series. Like, they're just go straight in one game to the next, and then they all last 40-50 minutes. First series took 3 hours, 40 minutes or so in total, all things considered. Which is why we're also a little bit late for this one. But it is what it is. No rest for the best. As I always say, I also forgot to update the stream title, so there you go.
Team ban.
First Pavaga Jr.
Dire team ban.
Alright. Yeah, Shadow Demon Leshrac, bit of an old school combo right there. Shadow Demon also very powerful hero these days for other reasons other than being able to set up for stuns. So that W, the Soul Catcher, extremely powerful, especially against tankier heroes. Or even Luden's heroes. Like, yeah, we saw it come into play quite a bit against Faye even. Set up for 1 kill. Ultimately, it wasn't enough for a Priest to secure victory in that game. But yeah, certainly gonna be a thing up against Brewmaster to maybe try and burst him down before he can get his ultimate out. Then again, there's also Rubik to worry about, who can maybe steal these kind of things for himself. Has a couple of
but he's not like that. You're not like that if you're Rubik. You don't want to steal, you just borrow.
You borrow, alright, that's true actually. Welcome back, Lizard.
Dire team pick.
Welcome back. I guess it's true, yeah, you just borrow spells, you give them back, and you're not even stealing them because you're not, like, you're copying them almost. At most it's copyright infringement.
Yeah, but you're dodging the copyright infringement by putting some green color in
right,
it.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
Circumvent the law, ladies and gentlemen.
Like some of those YouTube channels that copy your videos that you make and stuff. So
copy your videos, just flip them, just mirror them or something, and it's like, oh yeah, it's a totally different video, guys.
Or just make them in super poor quality and put some shitty watermarks or. Yo, you know what was the worst? There were these websites that would play South Park and Rick and Morty and stuff, but they figured something out. First, they would change the pitch of every single character, like the pitch of the audio, right? So the voice. So everyone would have like weird voice.
Oh no!
And then they would make these. What they would do is they would, dude, they would repeat like certain scenes just after they're done. They would repeat it like for 5 seconds.
God, no.
It was so awful, and I still watched it because I had no other access. Yeah.
People will put up with it if there's no other
Radiant
options, that's for
team
sure.
pick.
Yeah, if there's a different option, you go with it. But if there's not, what can you do? By the way, going back to this draft, guys, we have the blue pony and the blue Iceman, plus the demon with red thingy on Radiant, together with this king of raids, and not skeletons, but raids.
Yeah.
Does that mean those little ghosts should listen to him? Like the ghosts from Ark Warden and the ghosts from the small camp. Man, it took me 5 seconds to go from serious cast into some bullshit again. Did you
10
notice
seconds
that?
remaining.
Just gotta go with your
Team
gut, you know.
ban.
At least you haven't started talking about what team is good and what team is
Radiant
evil
Dire team pick.
already. Yeah, that's
I mean,
more
it's
ghosts,
obvious.
you
It's
know?
obvious. With that Prophet and Raid King on
Yeah.
one side, I think it's pretty obvious which team is evil. Plus this mastermind. Oh my, okay. Never mind. I take that back. Last pick Brood coming through.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
I mean,
I don't think
pulling
that
out all
Prophet.
the stops.
Yeah, I don't think that Prophet can deal with Brood.
Not the lane, that's for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
you could say, oh yeah, you have AoE, but it's not enough AoE.
I don't think they have anything that can deal with Brood. Like usually a team has at least one hero that can go mid. Just
Yeah.
by chance you picked it. It's not like you even thought about it. You just picked some Centaur on the offlane or Legion Commander or whatever, and you or Sven, and you put that versus Brood, right? But this team, it has absolutely nothing.
That is true. And also have limited ways to deal with her later. I mean, they have a stun combos like Shadow Demon Leshrac, Wraith King Leshrac, but I don't think it's they need all of that to be able to lock down the Brood Mother to just before she just scutters on out over the
These
cliffs.
supports are also bad versus I think
Yeah,
this is
not
if
good.
I've seen an easier Brood game, I haven't seen an easier Brood game in the recent days, recent weeks, recent months even.
Yeah.
This is just a free game for Brood. If he executes properly, this should be more than easy for him. No way to counter him in the lane and no way to really catch him later on, unless I'm missing something. I guess you have Shadow Demon with the Purge, which is neat, but... And Choppy can buy Radiance, which is also good, but Choppy is so mad right now. Guys, why didn't you ban Brood? I'm buying that Shadow Helmet, guys! I'm done!
Well, it escalated quickly. Well, at least, I don't know. In a pro game, you could just theoretically GG out immediately and say, no, I'm not playing this game. But I'm not sure if your team would agree with that.
I like
necessarily.
that. I like that idea.
You just say, all right, we lost the draft. You guys won. Don't worry
Let's
about
go game 2, guys. Let's go game 2. No, I mean, we'll see. Maybe that Prophet will be able to Spirit Siphon the Brood once she goes on her or something like that. But most likely what will happen, Brood gets level 5 and just kills this, or even level 4 and just kills that Prophet.
Yeah.
And then gets Medallion and kills her some more, and then gets Diffusal and wins the game.
That's normally the way that it goes. Certainly what Ergon is looking for. It'll take a little while to get going because you need these levels and the spiders and the Soul Ring and whatnot, but it's not really going to take all
Certainly
that.
how it goes if Brood has no counters, right?
Yeah. Alright. Let's leave us with a few other lanes. Simon on Silencer support. Happy Durara on the Rubik. Castle on the off-lane Brewmaster, which is also not something that we see a whole lot of, but certainly fits well into this kind of mid-game power spike that you have naturally on the Broodmother.
Who has that disco? Man, I love the disco pony.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Cheshire Cat will be playing that Leshrac. He's pretty good, pretty damn good on him. And they are swapping up though. PO is running towards the bottom lane, and now Kazel will run towards top. They don't want any lane swapping shenanigans happening. They want the lanes the way they imagine them to be. Great King versus Void, I guess he'd do very well together with Lich, most certainly. And Void versus Lash. If Lash uses Splitter, you time walk afterwards. So. Can you balance the sound from casters, please? The one's microphone is 2 times louder. Let me just listen to us.
Maybe you're a little bit loud, yeah. I can turn you down a little bit.
I'm loud?
I think so.
Oh yeah,
But it's
I
only
am,
when
I
I'm
think.
when I'm not yelling.
I'll lower my gain. I'll lower my gain on.
Alright.
You don't have. Or if you want, you just do it. It's fine. Either way works.
You do what you do and then I do what I do and
All right.
look at the meters, hope things work out.
Yeah, I lowered myself a little bit.
Like last
Think
time
you
I checked
get
it
it?
was fine, but people have different tastes on that too, so. In any case, we see these lanes starting to take shape. Yeah, Shattered even. It's actually, I mean, Arcane Curse not gonna last forever, but certainly preventing him from immediately stacking up the next bit of poison.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen a silencer go for Arcane Curse level 1. Usually it's either Glaives of Wisdom or Last Word, but I guess it's alright in this lane. So far on the mid lane, by the way, 7-1 on the 8-2 on the Death Prophet, so she's doing fairly alright as well, but it changes. She can do alright now, but once Brood gets a couple of levels, it's completely different story.
Turns out a single level 2 crit storm right now is enough to, I think, one-shot the small spiders.
It's
not sure.
really. I don't think that's going to bother him a whole lot.
Yeah, it's
after
not a lot
few
of money.
levels.
It's mostly really about the kill potential. What?
Thanks
Speaking
and
of
have
kill
fun.
potential, top bottom. I was actually raging. Nice little couple of bashes here on Treasure Cat, dropping super low pile. Crazy
thinking
people would
about
go.
it.
Yeah, if he was a little bit crazy, he would just try and go for the kill, speculate on another bash.
I really like what Lash has queued up. He's queued up two crowns, which means he will be going for that Atos build. Very good versus Void in this game. Good versus Panda as well. Gives them some catch overall, which is very important. They don't really have a whole lot. They have a stun from Raid King, and that's about it.
Yep.
And speaking about Raid King, this top lane, what's happening there?
So far, so good. Brewmaster not really getting as many last hits as he really wants. Constantly being harassed by right clicks, by the blast from the Lich.
Yeah, Lich is
Drunken Ball
definitely
only gets
doing
you so
work
far,
here, right?
yeah. I mean, if it's only if this was a 1v1, if Lich wasn't here, constantly blasting away, Castle would be absolutely fine, just relying on the Drunken Brawl as it stands. It's not nearly enough to keep him safe. He's out of region right now, munching on his last tango. Dark Angel, well, they're actually gonna go in here with the Frost Shield now. Nice and lift back. Urara.
Just that lift and he's out. Ergon, by the way, did get that Soul Ring and is getting closer to Dalian.
It's a big
Pikachu
army
what?
already. Especially with all these shot golems. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look
He's
at the
got a
spiders.
big army.
1 round, 2
look at
rounds, down to half health. Pikachu.
And now he goes back, lets the spiders to just lets the spiders to regain their HP, and he can rinse and repeat.
Yeah. At this point, you just can barely lane anymore. If he decides to go on you, if he decides to just drop another web, you can't even escape. So,
Yeah.
What else are you gonna do though on the Death Road? You're level 4. You can't exactly jungle, can you?
GG. Just GG out.
GG out, yeah. Back to that
GG
now.
out. He got boots, so
Bottom.
he can run a bit faster.
To a split earth. A lot of damage being done to the silencer again. Simon has stickers this time to try and delay this a little bit, but not really going to be able to do anything with that. Is Ergon? Yeah. Does he have any more webs? Or this just... He had one, but... It's
He has to be
perfectly fine.
careful.
Just
Yeah,
taking
he's
up
just
the lane.
microing the spiders until they're full HP again, and now he goes for the kill. I think has not enough mana to use the spawn spiderlings on Pikachu,
Yeah.
and because of that he will survive. But he's very low and he can't approach the lane. Like this lane is done for that Prophet.
It's
This is
almost
pretty
better
much
than
it.
killing her, because now she... you can wait for the shrine, I guess.
I mean,
but-
I'd rather kill her.
Yeah.
I'd rather show my dominance like Happy Durara just showed his all over Lich. Also, just before the runes spawn. And you see that Prophet might even stack some stuff. Do that instead.
Radiant's middle tower.
Goes back and forth here. Treasure Cat also taking a bit of damage, but so is Pi. Already used the W, but still has some the Q, but also has some stick charges to work with. Unable to secure that second bounty, so it will be a 3-for-1 though after all. With this top lane working in Pavaga's favor. Rubik now very close to some nice little mana boots. Brewmaster also certainly helpful. He gets some money from a different source.
Radiant are scanning.
This is like the point of this Blightstone on Brood. It instantly opens up the Ancients. You just buy a Blightstone. You don't even have to complete Medallion.
Yep.
You can instantly farm Ancients and your levels skyrocket afterward.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Up top, trying to make a play. Diorara kind of low. The big crit almost finished him off. The last breaker from Pavaga Angel, not enough against the stick charges. Oof. Living life on the edge right there, but this top lane continues to be as annoying for Pavaga, I feel like, as the mid lane is for Pikachu.
He's keeping level 2 on Crypt's form, and he might be dead right now.
Still
One
no
more
mana
medallion.
for the spawn Spiderlings, so and he doesn't have a giant army.
Why doesn't it just buy 2 mangoes and send
Yeah,
them
I
to
know.
yourself, and it's a kill confirmed every single time?
Dire's middle tower.
Or
is
time it
under
with the Soul
attack.
Ring.
Yeah. I guess he uses it a bit too early, and he needs the army as well. He wants to be farming. He doesn't want profit all the time. If you check the net worth, this Brood is not too far ahead of that profit, only 400 gold away from her. I really like what they did with this sentry, though, blocking the medium camp, stopping Brood from farming that one as well. That was really well played. Simon, though, he came by and he devoured it also. Good thinking by him. Like, these small little things definitely do matter a lot for Brood. And that Prophet so far has held herself very well on this mid lane. Hasn't died once.
That's certainly something. I mean, if you count it out this hard, if you don't die, if you're still getting a comparable amount of money. If you're just holding your own, it's all you can really hope for. And then you just gotta trust that the rest of the team is doing well. But Black Archangel, level 1 Frost Shields, just enough to keep him safe, by the looks of the castle slowed down as well.
Bottom lane, however...
Chappie and down bottom, they're also fighting it. Sheshikat going ham with a lot of damage here on isolated on these heroes. Time Walk was available. And
Chappie does take down
the... bring down the Brewmaster, indeed.
Happy Diorara is joking very well. He doesn't have a port for 30 more seconds. But I think they gave up the chase. But you know what, Pikachu, he has nothing else to do, so he might continue chasing. It's not like he can go back mid anymore.
Just take it on top.
Shadow Demon is just dead.
Yeah, just telling Chappie, yeah, by the way, this is my lane now. You deal with it. Maybe you can push together, I guess.
Shadow Demon died to Brood, and they're gone.
Oh yeah, he was in the danger zone. That was always gonna happen, you know. Your
He's actually going for
yours.
Midas on Brood. I actually haven't seen this in a really long time. Midas Brood. Alright.
Once upon a time, though, yeah, there was the Midas into the Radiance even, and
yeah, but like
build
Midas was
surprisingly
popular.
effective.
But I expected him still to go for like Diffusal after and just BKB perhaps after and try to win the game after the mid game, as they definitely have that strong mid game composition of heroes. They could do that, but alright. Not going for that. What is Void building into? Maelstrom? Alright. Also an item build that will allow him to farm very well. So they're not confining themselves into this mid-game pushing oriented team. They will be able to scale very well too. That's very good.
It's like, let's not forget the Brewmother is really good in these kind of situations if she has no counters, but she's also turning into quite a decent right clicker as the game goes on.
Yeah. The problem that I have with the Midas Brood, specifically right now, she's a money bag. Like, she's a big piñata. If you manage to catch her out somehow, top lane.
Brewmaster's still not level 6, you can't really reliably take these fights, but with a bit of help, Pio also saying hello. Archangel will end up dropping.
Yeah, Silencer gets some easy intelligence. And the Midas is completed on Brood. To finish my point, getting this Midas on Brood when you get level 15 talent as well is huge. Like, it's really good for you.
Oh yeah, right.
You will farm very well, but at the same time, if you die a couple of times, you're really easy to kill if you get caught. Let's say with a Purge from Shadow Demon. That's all that's necessary. Yep. And they will be getting these tomes now. Minute 10 is coming very soon.
Dire are scanning.
So 2 for 2 bounty rune exchange.
There's
Still struggling, like he's trying to farm this jungle, but he can't. Still struggling to find a place to be right now.
Yeah, I think if you're this Death Prophet, you go mid a little bit outpush, then you go on the side lanes and use your ulti, and that's it when it's off cooldown. Use your ulti for the tier 1. Brood can't really connect just yet. And Ergon has to be careful, like he has a lot of gold, like 5.8k at the moment. And if they catch him, he might just die.
Go, there's the
is there.
Atos. Into the stun, into Pikachu follow. That's a lot of damage indeed.
You see that? That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. I mean, the Fusel doesn't help you in that situation either, I guess. So we can say that too.
Yeah.
And Pikachu, he just might use his ulti here on this mid lane to take down the tower. This is really good.
They also have Max Edict, so they don't necessarily need to use the access.
Oh, that's very true as well, yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower.
I love the Atos by Cheshire Cat. Helps them out a lot in this match.
Yeah, just
All
use
the other
both.
stuns are all the other stuns aren't like, it's not catch. Atos is really catch, you know, like you can actually get the target. Wraith King has to get too close. Leshrac stun, way too slow.
So the Atos, Leshrac finds Simon, but now he's TPing out after that lockdown has been used.
I have to say Pavaga responding to this aggressive movement on mid lane and shoving them away, even though Pikachu used his ulti, is really good. Because Ergon, if they manage to take that tier 1, suddenly it's harder for him to regain control and go back into his webs. So,
Yep.
But he might just die again. Atos is there.
Atos into the stun, into Pikachu. Into 4 people in total. Like, he's trying to keep himself alive, but...
This is 2 times in a row. Man.
That's not good at all, is it?
It truly isn't.
A minute ago, too, we're talking about him having 5.8k net worth. He still has that, not
Radiant's
more.
bottom tower
Yep.
is under attack.
It's like one of the reasons is his item build too. I mean, you can say, all right, if you have what I said before, if he had diffusal, he would have died there too. That's maybe true, but then again, if he has that diffusal, he's ready to fight, and his teammates are around him, and there's a full chain of things that happen behind that item build.
Dazzle does get the ultimate now. Not sure if they can actually take a fight with that. Should just be one to walk away with. It's a bit annoying. Normally you also want to use the Brewmaster ultimate to be able to get a kill or two, but haven't really been able to get that going either. And it's one thing to have a really good draft and a lot of good tools available to you, but if you're not actually executing properly, if you get caught out a couple times.
That's always the difficulty of the
yeah.
tier 3 scene. Like sometimes you see a draft, you think it's most certainly going to win. There's not a whole lot, and then one Leshrac with an Atos changes everything.
Yeah.
Just one Atos running mid, and yeah, the Brood suddenly is forced to farm her own jungle, can't really peek out anymore. But has that Midas. That's what it was. It was next level recovery Midas. He was thinking in the future. He was like, guys, look, this Midas, I'm gonna make it work because I'm gonna feed, and then it's gonna become a recovery Midas. Next level, man. Does make sense. We smart.
They just know a lot more than we do, I guess, as it turns out.
We smart. We've had some spiders there.
There you go. Actually make a play on Leshrac here. Cheshire Cat, he's just gonna almost be forced down. Big was there with the defensive throttle, doing a bit of damage in return. Castle without the ultimate. He will die in turn. 1-for-1 trade. Now another stun from Chatty. Pyos there has a Chronosphere to work with. Doesn't need it for Bignum here. He can just click him to death in the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. And for Wraith King, he doesn't really want to use it because he understands that he has ulti as well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, not bad. It was a fight without the Brew ult too, so yeah, we got a 2-for-1 trade. Not the worst.
2-for-1 trade, but they got 2 intelligence on the silencer as well. Never forget.
Oh yeah,
Permanent
infinite scaling.
Infinite scaling.
Infinite scaling. He already has +4. It's incredible.
Yeah, he is a position 5, so understandable, but yeah. The Broodmother is still not really active after having such a sick laning stage. Those 2 deaths definitely did hurt her quite a lot, so she's just back to the jungle, farming up, getting that diffusal ready. But that diffusal as well doesn't help you versus the Atos and follow up.
Radiant's bottom tower is
So
under
you
But
need to
they'll
be the one
play around her,
Just you just need to play around her. You have to have some sort of defense ability to counterplay when she's been gone on, or you just need to make sure to not run into the Leshrac.
I guess next time that happens, you just global, right? You have global
guess, yeah.
silence. They Atos her the moment that happens. She pops her ulti, you global, it's a counter kill for sure.
That is true.
Dire's top
Almost
tower
forgot about the
is under
silencer having an ultimate. Haven't seen it so far this game. Haven't seen Chronosphere either. Haven't really needed it. We'll get the tier 1 bottom now finally down.
Wraith King. Not really having the best game, but it's alright. 6.7k right now, moving towards the Relic and the Radiance. has a very passive Midas, but
Yeah.
massive Midas will be gone very soon.
It just went off cooldown, so.
Yeah, top lane.
Make a play. Castle once again gets the ult off, and this time maybe a little bit of a better situation. With damage being done in return, and Sapajari did steal the Pulse Nova. He's up alive a little bit longer, but now finally that ult from the Lich being thrown out. Castle, only remaining one is the Earth Panda.
He's just so gone.
Behind them, he was super low, if you remember, so that should be that one. But they're still doing the
That
global for
global-
that. I mean, if he stays alive, they can turn this around, maybe. But he still gets a stun. Everyone was kind of low.
Where's
Now
your-
the
where's
Chrono
Chrono?
Sphere. Broodmother comes through as well. Chappie out of mana for his ultimate, doesn't stick charges, but they are not enough. He will die here. They've already lost. Well, Shrek as well. Black Archangel can only deny himself to the tower. It's still going to be the +2, of course. Simon right next to him.
I was
that
questioning
was
that global.
same,
I was
same.
questioning it, but considering Brood rotated in, that was definitely worth it. Saves the Panda. Also, Void rotated in, used a good chrono, the first chrono that I've seen as well.
Yeah.
Takes down Lash, Lich, and Wraith King. Shadow Demon also died in the start of that fight. So they get, what, 4 heroes for the price of Rubik? They're pretty happy with that.
This is what Pavaga is
Radiant's top tower
kind
is
of
under
good at. I
attack.
mean, these guys have been playing together for a long time, so these kind of teamfight executions, if they end up making the right call, they can execute these team fights very,
They're
very
not
well
Pavagas.
indeed.
They're Pavaga Juniors, by the way. They're the junior team.
Yeah, but I'll still call them Pavaga because I can't be able to
I'm
say
kidding,
Pavaga
I'm
Junior every
kidding,
single
of
time.
course, of course.
So, so they might not be as careful all the time as they need to be. Sometimes they get caught out individually. But when it comes to this like this team play, they have a lot of experience in that regard. Again, just because they've been playing together for so long. It's not too many
And
teams that you can say that
On the
about.
other side, you have Unique. They haven't really played for a whole lot together, but they have the experience. They've been around.
Yeah.
Some of these players are seniors of the scene.
They have a lot of
veterans.
individual experience and skill as
Exactly.
players
And-
versus this team cohesion. So
Simon is caught.
Yeah, he should
he's
end up
just
dying.
dead. He poked his head a little bit too far out, and his head is really huge from all the 8 intelligence that he stole. So they see it,
Radiant's bottom
they
tower
get him,
is under attack.
and they take him down.
Also pretty good decision for Unique though to just go for this Roche in the first place. One, strategically very important to take it away from Broodmother, and two, it was a good opportunity because there was no Brood Split, there was no Chronosphere. There's no easy way for Pavaga Jr. to actually contest that as now. Well, there's another split, there's another Chronosphere available now. They get the lift up on the track, and Airgun says hello. Frost Shields going to the latest, but it was still inevitable. Tower does go down, but they get a nice little kill in return. Alright, so where do we go from here? Aegis in hands. How much can I get done with that on the side of Unique?
I mean, you don't have to pressure a whole lot with it. You can just chill and farm. You don't really are under a whole lot of pressure. Especially because it's the Dead Prophet carrying it, not really the best Aegis carrier as well. I'm not certain why they didn't give it to Lash, to be honest. It's a much better carrier. You don't want to give it to Wraith King, but if you aren't giving it to Wraith King, I think you give it to Lash. Because that Prophet, you pop that ulti and what, they kill you, what next? You respawn and you're useless.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh.
There is the BKB almost finished on the Void too, so he's gonna have that Maelstrom BKB chrono.
Radiant's top
But
tower is
around
under
the
attack.
same time, I believe Chappie will have his Radiant, so that's when we'll see some big clashes happening. BKB almost completed on the Brood too. I believe it's a little bit of a bigger power spike for Pavaga than it is for Unique. That Radiance versus 2 big BKBs, that is. I still think Ergon will be able to deal with the Wraith King. You just pop the BKB, you hit him with Diffusal, and unless he has a lot of sticks, he dies.
Yeah. We'll see if they can take advantage of that for now. They're securing that
Void.
rune, facing out its face of Void. There's a Chronosphere on top of the silence, and immediately taking care of Lich, and the first life of the Wraith King. Give him a second time, this would be good as well. They're also committed that Castle Ultimate, so they really, really want him before he can even get that Radiance recipe. That's been delayed just a little bit. And the last possible moment here now, they're also going to use the field to run on Shadow Demon on to the next one perhaps. That's Death Prophet with the Aegis, but hey. What are we saying? Useless? Yep. One way or the
Yeah.
other. All alone.
A dominating performance.
They killed 2 heroes twice. Unique just got rumbled there, right there.
Really, like, really great execution there by them. Global silence on point. They try to go for Void, but you have no business trying that when there's a silencer with a global. He instantly counters them with the chrono. They take down Lich and Wraith King in that chronosphere. Afterwards, they just clean up everyone else as well. Brood Mother also connecting from that mid lane with a couple of webs helped out quite a lot.
Didn't even have to use that Brood BKB. Void picks it up just after that fight. So, yeah, I mean, if they can keep doing that, playing around
You
the
know what?
ultimates.
You know what the worst thing was? Wraith King's Midas just came off cool.
Oh no.
That's the worst thing. Like you're dead and
over.
you're like it feels bad when you're dead and you died in some stupid situation. You're looking at yourself trying to respawn. You know, you're looking at that timer, and then you have to look at 2 timers. You see that one, and then you see this golden hand coming off cooldown and just being there, ready and waiting for you to use it. But you're just, yeah.
It's not ideal, as everyone's disconnecting. By everyone, of course, I mean at least 3 people right now. Treasure Cat on the one side, taking that opportunity. Alright, so a bit of a breather. The next question is now, can Unique find a way to take a team fight with no chrono, with no global, with no primal splits available? I mean, Broodmother's always gonna be a danger. But can you take advantage of these big spells being on cooldown? I mean, either way, it's not going to be a long timer now. All of them about 40 seconds. 40, 50 seconds right now.
I don't think you can because of the BKBs. That's the problem. Before the BKBs, you definitely could. But now that the BKBs are done, this Void shouldn't be... Like, he shouldn't be dying. Maybe if you follow up all your stuns properly. Like, I don't know, you catch him with... I don't even know with what you can catch him. You don't have an ability that catches Void.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
You almost have
you
to
have
just
stun.
split her from the trees or something.
Yeah, exactly. You have stuns, but they're all telegraphed. Like, they travel way too slowly. And Void, a competent Void player is going to at least pop his BKB. I'm not talking about time walk away. He's at least going to pop his BKB and survive. So you need to get these BKBs down low somehow first, and then win team fights, I guess.
Okay. Okay, still missing Happy Jorara. Void, I mean, not because of all this, because of this BKB, he feels very comfortable just pushing out the bottom lane, even though he's all alone.
Oh my
Also
god,
has
my
some
Twitter
vision.
just changed.
What? It just
My-
changed?
Yeah, my Twitter just became the new one. What's happening?
Mine changed like a few days ago, so I guess they're rolling it out slowly to a bunch of people. And the worst part about this, like, I can get used to everything being in a different place. One thing that's annoying is you don't have the copy link to tweet thing anymore on the top right on this arrow. You have to click on a tweet and then you have to copy that. And the other thing is, you know this thing on mobile Twitter where it's like, oh yeah, show me the best tweets first, instead of the latest tweets? Everyone hated it, and now it's also on the desktop version, on the web version. So if you look at the top, that's like the worst fucking thing ever, because it keeps changing randomly. That's the thing.
Oh no. They're ruining Twitter. Make Twitter great again.
I mean, yeah, I mean that's probably the one thing that if it keeps changing, it's changed on me like once or twice at least. Without it's very hard to notice too. So that's my biggest gripe about it. Everything else, it's just, oh yeah, it's something I can get used to. No big deal. It happens all the time, right? And anyone who's really complaining about more basic stuff like that, unless there's some real usability issues, they're just like being nostalgic and just crybabies, you know?
Yeah, I know. I always cry. I always want, bring it back. I like the old stuff. Why do you have to remind me that I'm old and that things change?
Back in
Bring
my
back
day,
MSN.
Bring
back
back my
Skeleton
day,
King.
we used MySpace to communicate with our friends.
I need Skeleton King back, man. I need Skeleton King. I need... What else was there? Windrunner, not Wind... Wait, it was
Windrunner.
Wind Ranger, not Windrunner. I actually like Windrunner more. Windrunner than Windranger.
It took me a while, but I finally got used to that, I guess. For a long, long time.
It's
I
easier
held
to
out.
pronounce as well.
Yeah.
Windrunner. Top lane, the silence did not connect, and Pikachu needs to run.
No, it was Windrunner, right? Because she runs like the wind, but now it's Windranger. She doesn't range like the wind.
And now it's Windranger. Damn it.
Yeah, so it was the other way around.
Damn it. So I really like Windrunner, not the Windranger. Oh well. Sorry,
you're
Gabe.
old.
Don't hate me. No. It was copyright, I think, infringement or something. That's why they changed it. Yeah. Definitely Blizzard complain. Just like Skeleton King or whatever.
Yep.
Alright, so what's happening? Brood going for that Agnes, just a casual build on her. Panda moving slowly towards that Blink Dagger, another finishation for the board. And Void finishing off his Mjolnir. On the other side, we have Dead Prophet with the Solar Crest queued up. Quite an old school build with the Solar Crest on Dead Prophet. It's still alright. Not as good as back in the day, but it's good. Wraith King with the Radiance moving towards the Blink Dagger. This will help. Like with that Blink Dagger, you'll actually have a way of initiating on a target properly.
Yeah.
Still going to be difficult to like surprise someone that has a BKB, but it is easier than... It will get easier, that's all.
Of course, less travel time on that stun if you blink it right next to somebody. So it's something worth keeping in mind there. Pavaga there for all their ultimates available again. They're not really in a rush to use them, so they're just, as you said, they're also farming up towards the next round of items. They've got these Midases going. Got the Brood Mother. Going for that Aghanim Scepter, so webs for days. You have enough to cover the entire map almost. It feels like. And it also gives you like what, extra movement speed and whatnot.
Yeah, it's really good for Brood at the moment. Gives you the stats, obviously, that everyone forgets. Makes her a little bit tankier, and also the webs everywhere. Helps you rotate across the map much faster.
I never noticed the webs actually moving. Look, when Aegon was attacking, the webs are kind of jiggery.
Yep.
I never noticed that before. It's crazy.
How did you never notice that? Come on, man.
I
If
know.
a spider walks on a web, it moves. If he attacks a bird, it moves.
Yeah. But I've never noticed it in game.
Alright, alright.
It's always just thought him static as there we go. Okay. For a second I thought he was gonna wind up for the Chronosphere, and I guess Chappie was thinking the same thing, so he blinks out immediately, and Fire just ends up getting that bouncy rune for free.
When will these webs start to slow people? You know, make webs sticky. So when you move into a web, you're like slow, and the more you move, the slower you become until you're entangled and stunned in a cocoon. You know, you just
I mean,
web yourself.
yeah, that wouldn't be the worst mechanic, but adding that to Brood Mother would probably be a bit annoying.
It would be horrible. Like she's already
Yes.
broken enough.
If it's
don't need
instead of the current webs,
Yeah.
so that these actually get used up, you know, that's a different story.
Yeah. Top lane, they pop the silence on her, but I don't know what the plan is for Pikachu here. He only has Lich around.
Oh, it's gonna make killing him very, very hard. Certainly with the Spirit Siphon still having a few charges available. Aegon takes so much physical damage, but doesn't care. He can just heal back up with the Insatiable Hunger. Now a couple bashes here and there, but the Ghosts are coming back. He used the
And the
Chronosphere as well.
Oh my god, he's so tanky, it's
There's
crazy.
so much commitment. But they get him, they get the Lich.
I mean, you used Chrono, you know, so I think if you're that Prophet, you're not super happy with that, but you're satisfied. You at least forced out that big ulti from.
And 2 BKBs too.
And 2 BKBs, exactly. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Doing the kind of game that Pikachu has been forced into against his Brood Mother. It's like,
Lesh is mid and he's invis. I think they might look to fight around this mid. Never mind. There's too many heroes. They back out.
even though there's no Chronosphere, there's still the Global Silence to counter initiate plus the Primal Split. Are there counters to the Global coming out? I mean, Mjolnir, no BKB, anything in Wraith King? Cat has the Guarding Greaves at least. So.
Yeah, Cheshire Cat can clear it, but Wraith King, I don't think you can invest in BKB this early on. Your farm would be just done. So
Yeah.
Mjolnir is definitely the better option.
Radiant's middle
Or
can
tower
always
AC
come
even
back
this
anyway,
game,
so,
yeah.
like global silence, it's gonna prevent him from stunning people and just helping out his teammates, but he himself shouldn't be worried too much about it as long as he has reincarnation.
Simon might be caught here. Lash porting in. Has that 8 toss. There we go.
Silence coming through, but they're isolated heroes against Edict and Pulse Nova and everything.
Yeah, he just dies very fast, and now they should be able to divert as well. Should have a general idea where he.
To Roche
but-
again.
Right,
Last time they
they're
got
going
it for
into the-
free. Didn't really get to use it properly. This time,
Again, it seems like Pavaga isn't ready to contest this. They don't have a smoke. They have a smoke on Happy Durara, but I think it's going to be a little bit too late.
very
By the
slow
time
about
they
it for
smoke
sure.
up and go, yeah.
There's the webs.
they're
Not too
coming.
late. That's the Chronosphere catching 3 people. He's just trying to finish up Roche now. I decided otherwise. Disruption from the outside. Chronosphere not as good as it could be, but damage is being done. Aegis goes down. And Cheshire snatches that away for himself. Pikachu kind of low, but not low enough. He's healing up with the Spirit Siphon. Got the ultimate out. They need to burst him, and they do. They also claim the Aegis immediately. On to the next one. Lifting up the Wraith King. Ignoring him for the time being. Pyre waiting for him to come down and get stunned. Unfortunately, Castle now, his ultimate is done. Cheshire kind of low, and Ergon looking to help finish him off. A couple of reckless here from Timon will do the trick, and also finish off Wraith King. Again, they killed 2 heroes twice. They don't even give it that.
Yeah. They killed Cheshire Cat twice. They
just
kill him.
kill him.
Rubik also stole the Dead Prophet's ulti
Oh,
exorcism, which is pretty good in that fight.
Wondering why there's
And
still so
now
many
they-
ghosts around.
Yeah. And now they can just go high ground easily with that. There's no buybacks on Lash or Wraith King. That Prophet can buy back and spam the Crypt Swarm, but that's about it. I believe this lane of Raxus should be theirs. But pretty well executed. I was thinking Pavaga will not be able to get there because of like where they were smoking with Rubik and Panda, but it didn't matter because Void manned up, he jumps in first and then creates enough space for everyone else to come. And they don't get the Aegis or the cheese, but they do take a side. Aegis was picked up by Lash and also the cheese. So he still has the cheese, he didn't use it in that last fight.
Always a bit chaotic here. You never know who's actually going to be able to grab it. So at least Unique got something out of that. But certainly not a trade that I would like to repeat, if at all possible.
Radiant's top shrine has fallen.
They did lose that melee Rax. 30 minutes into this game, right? And Pavaga is still in a comfortable position. I mean, this Broodmother is a force to be reckoned with. Going to the AC. Closing on at level 25 as well. That plus 60 and save longer damage lifesteal is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, yesterday I was like when we were watching a Brood play, I think it was Wish playing it. Cube's team.
Yep.
He went for Spiderlink's HP for some reason, not
Oh.
for the hunger. I mean, you go for the hunger for sure. So it was. But I've seen some players go for the HP too, which is
Also
interesting.
go for the attack damage.
Yeah,
the attack damage?
no, they don't even go for the attack damage, just for the HP, which is peculiar. I mean, I play a little bit of Brood, and I always go for pretty much always go for the hunger damage.
Yeah. So good. Because the spiders, I mean, even if you have extra health, I guess it's like what, 4, 6, 7, 800 health on some of these.
Yeah.
The big ones, I think.
I
It's hard to
guess what?
select them. The spider
Yeah,
eye.
right now they have
Radiant's
850,
bottom
right?
shrine
Killing
is
spree.
under attack.
Right now they have 280 on the spider links.
Yeah, the small ones,
The
the plebby ones, right? Oh, actually the big
no,
ones have it.
Radiant's
You're right.
bottom
You're right.
shrine has fallen.
spider eyes have 100. Small ones.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's
Anyway.
top tower is under
Anyway, this tier 2 is going to fall,
Radiant's
and they will
bottom
push the
tower
bottom
has
lane as well, as Wraith King is still top, so they
Dire's
want to
middle
force them
tower
back. But
is under
Lash
attack.
is very strong at split pushing, so I don't know if this will work for them.
Radiant's bottom
Well,
tower
they definitely are doing it. Rubik has Exorcism too, so he uses that.
is under attack.
There's a TP back now from Chappie. Cheshire kept falling around for the time being. They've almost hit tier 3 on both sides, but the Rex are falling a little bit quicker. Cheshire Cat now to TP out. They're just leaving the skeletons to do the work, which should be enough now to stop over on Brewmaster. BKB ready for the ultimate. Global Silence coming in as well. That problem frontline, nice little defensive destruction. Just in the nick of time. You curse you have a Lotus Orb from the Shadow Demon, saving this fight. And now Castle finally goes in for it all. Do they have enough left here? Chronosphere coming on. Potentially here. Damage being done with Soul Catcher. Pio cannot time walk out until just now. If he wanted to, he's just fighting. But just for a little bit here. No Chronosphere available actually at all. So they have to abandon this one for sure. Ergon still with the BKB. Can get out any time. It's time to do it right now. Piles with long range time walk. This time around, this fight not working out perfectly for Pavaga. They do trade the full set of Rex top, but they only got the range bottom.
Yeah, definitely not worth it for them. But there's a couple of buybacks that did happen, right? Pikachu and the Lich, so it evens it out a little bit, but definitely not great that you didn't take the melee axes. If they took the melee axes, definitely would have been alright, as they already have one side down, and having two sides down is horrible to play with, but yeah.
Well, at least it's something. So this bottom lane will still push out slightly, and now we can focus on top. Gotta maintain our map control, get the tier 2 off the map too, which is still standing tall.
Let's see. Skadi, full Skadi on Void. He's going for the butterfly next. Brood Mother, that AC that we talked about is already done. This Midas is definitely paying off very well for the Brood. Do things ever change, I wonder? Like, Wraith King has this Mjolnir Radiance. He still isn't like the super hard hitting carry, you know? Like, he's annoying, but that's about it.
Yep. That means basically that they can kind of ignore him if they want to and just get rid of everyone else before focusing on him.
So far, they at least they were, if they ignore him, he takes your side, or at least him and Leshrac side. So
yeah.
you have to be careful with how you approach that.
Mode and not in fight mode, that's for sure.
Dire's bottom tower has
Yeah, right
fallen.
now he's exactly in that mode again. He's already on the bottom lane, high ground.
Dire's bottom
But
shrine
most
is
certainly
under
they will go
attack.
back and try and
Radiant's
catch him.
top
Yeah,
tower
there we
has
go. The
fallen.
blink is back.
There's a couple of other people here. Cheshire Cat
Dire's
with
bottom
these skeletons.
shrine has fallen.
Take care of the shrine, and looks like they're looking for him. We'll slow him down with Garden Grease, also Shivas, yes.
Yeah, he's just
Very
out.
hard. Alright, so things stabilized a little bit for Unique. They got a few things on the board or off the board, depending on how you look at it. But Pavaga still sitting in the 11k gold lead. It still feels like they're one fight away from just finishing the game.
It does look that way. They just need one good fight. They're heroes without buybacks as Glitch, and that Prophet, if you take them down, it will be even easier for you. So they're just waiting for that, right? Use that Chrono plus Global. It's very simple. Void is one of the strongest carries in late game because of that. As long as he's keeping up with everyone else in the game, and there's not too many saves. Like in this game, you have what? Disruption from the Shadow Demon. That can definitely mess you up. But besides that, if you catch a couple of targets, they're most certainly dead. You know what? Shadow Demon gets that level 25, and he gets 2 levels of disruption. And as long as he doesn't, he has Etherlands. So as long as he doesn't get Chrono, he can save anyone. He has Lotus as well to take the global off if that's followed by Chrono.
See that come into play in that last one, so it was quite crucial. Well-timed defensive disruption. I believe that was dodging a Wraith Fire Blast from the Rubik that was thrown out, or something like that. Roshan is a possibility again soon. 10 seconds until the minimum respawn time. So both teams gonna try and establish and maintain map control around this area, which is it's always a little bit easier for the Brood Mother, just spreading webs, sending spiderlings just to scout. So maybe keeping them inside the roach pit. It's gonna be a while though. 1 minute, 35 seconds right now on the clock.
Still not up yet, right? Aghanims might be completed by that time by Brewmaster as well, which is going to make him a little bit fiercer in these fights. I wouldn't mind seeing some Radiance from him too, or something similar. Perhaps. AC is completed on the Brood, also no...
It's the Blink Sun, Lord Damage not to face his Void, but can he get BKB off? He can indeed! Global Silence coming through to try and count them out. Ergon finishing up Lich, trying to do the Chronosphere, catches a few, but also his teammate. They still finish up the Shrek. Bottom target bring down. Shadow Demon also down for the count, buys back immediately. It's Pavaga haven't lost a single hero, but they have expended every single one of their ultimates.
that's really big for Unique because of that. They might have a shot at taking that Aegis once again. Perhaps Roshan, as it will spawn very soon.
Yeah. 35
Then again,
seconds.
Broodmother has like a very low cooldown on her BKB and her ulti because of that 20% cooldown reduction talent, and will be able to fight again. Void and Silencer, however, won't have these big ultimates to work with. Same goes for Panda. But it goes both ways, right? On one side you have Chrono, on the other side you have Dead Prophet with her ulti.
Yeah, that's true. The end that favors Pavaga because arguably they have the harder teamfight control. They have plenty of damage to go with it versus Unique, really depending on this DPO just to be able to bring people down, as well as Cheshire just being alive and being a little Shrek, right?
I'm not so certain. I think you're right, but at the same time, when Pavaga have their ultis, the fights are easy for them.
Exactly,
You know, like, yeah, I agree with that
So,
point definitely.
Because like thing is, Unique, they're probably gonna have a hard time fighting without the damage output from the Exorcism. But at the same time, which means they don't really want to fight, but that also means that Pavaga has plenty of time to recharge the ultimates.
Yeah.
So it's
So I
damn
think
if you
it's
do, damn
better.
if you don't kind of thing, you know?
I still think Unique. It's better for them to fight when they don't have their.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
if you have a team fight in which you trade cooldowns, I think if you're Unique, you're the guys that want to fight afterwards anyway.
Yeah.
You can't just wait it all out. As that Void has Chrono, and as soon as he has it, smoke comes, Global is up in 5 seconds too. They can go into the pit and force the fight like that. You just go into the pit, start hitting Rosh, and they will be forced to come and get you.
It's also an Aghanim out there which will probably go towards the Faceless Void, honestly. I would give it to him just for the low cooldown Chronosphere. Use it in every single team fight a little bit more liberally.
Yeah, you give it to him or to Rubik, I guess.
Yeah.
Most likely to him, yeah. Silencer is global with Aghanims. No, I don't think he needs that. He's not a core Silencer. If he was a core, Aghanims would be good on him as well.
A little bit weird. Castle, barely able to find a blink out for the Radiant Spawn, can put it on cooldown.
Yeah, the only good thing for Unique right now is that their carry is a Wraith King. Carry that's naturally good versus big cooldowns, as he's able to just respawn and fight again. And because of that, you aren't able to just go into the pit that easily if you're Pavaga. As if they just put the Wraith King in, you're forced to use your ultis on him. He respawns and you lose the team fight. It's all about execution right now. Even though Pavaga is 15k ahead, it's not such a clear-cut, easy game for them at the moment. They need to execute properly.
Behold!
Neither team really feeling comfortable forcing it out, going for Roshan directly. Just wondering about, you know, pushing lanes, hoping to find a way to initiate, get a quick pick off.
Sometimes you have to go out of your comfort zone as well, you know? Like you just go for it. You go YOLO. That's where like there's a lot of these you know, signs on different websites and stuff, like motivational things, and one of them is like life starts when where comfort zone ends, you know? So Pavaga, let's go. They can do it, I'm certain. They don't need to wait for their
who are
comfort zone.
smoked up and trying to catch somebody in the side jungle. Could be potentially wrapping all the way around, but now it's Pavaga also. And they're grouping together, starting up a Roche. If Unique and not returning, then they might be a little bit too late, actually. There's no big minus armor right now, as he did replace that the
Medallion with the nullifier, yeah, and the AC. They have the AC to help them, I guess. But this is way too late to respond by Uvagenia, Hope, Unique, and because of that, the Aghanims will be picked up. Who's gonna get it?
Has it.
Is it? Oh, Void has it, yeah. Pio, Void has that axe. Suddenly your cooldown went to 60 seconds, and you don't have to wait so much anymore.
Yeah. It's like what was it before? 130 seconds or something flat? Now it's 60. Makes a huge difference.
That most certainly does. Will hopefully make it easier for them to start these fights, as they're 24k ahead right now. That Aghanim is just buffing their net worth up a bit.
25% backtrack as well.
Yeah. They're very, very patient, very careful with how they play. They still don't want to rush anything. Both of these teams, that is. We see a stalemate pretty much. Both teams not approaching each other, and I'm triggered. That's all I'm gonna say. I've hidden it long enough. Chat, I'm triggered. I can't. Like, I'm burning inside watching this game at the moment.
Well, I mean,
Just do
Pavaga,
something.
they're the ones who at least accumulating a lot of money with all of these
Like,
fighters.
the last fight was right here. Remember when Chrono was used? That was the last. Outpush the lanes and let's go. I want to see you fighting. Good Lich, good Lich. That was a good attempt to feed. It didn't work. You have to work better.
Speed the game up, no matter what it takes. But I mean, if this was Lions in Pavaga's shoes, they'd probably wait until they have like 40k before they actually go high ground.
I mean, even Alliance has learned. Like, Alliance improved quite a lot. Oh, there we go. Void.
Oof. It's Yules. He's playing slightly more aggressive now that he has the Aegis. And
Not
still
aggressive
a little bit of
enough.
time on it.
I like the idea. I like it, but not good enough. Raid King also choppy doing this little pesky move. You know, he's gonna pop his Mjolnir probably on the next reef wave so to clear it a bit faster. Let's see. There we go. But he did show himself. So they will most likely send someone back. Let's see if they do that or not. You know what the problem is for Choppy and boy Leshrak? They can't split push because they didn't take the tier 2 on mid lane. So you can take two sides, but that's it. If it comes down to who pushes faster, it's definitely Pavaga unless you go for Throne, as you cannot take that mid Raxus.
They've got the boots of travel on Rubik, so you can deal with these waves. Anyone else having bots? But there's no boots at all. But yeah, it's only Rubik, so it's nice to have that on support even. Just
Wraith King man's
play.
up,
Ooh,
blinks
ooh,
in.
ooh. Slow down. Do you want to go into this one? Not really, right? But Castle, he finds the rest of them, so that'll plenty of time. Bring down Chappie once. Silence, BKB still available. Chronosphere only catching the one, but nicely placed actually with Broodmother still being able to hit from the outside. It'll take them a while, but that is that Chappie, and it is indeed no buyback available, no BKB, no nothing, now nullifier onto the Lich. Buys back immediately. Cheshire needs to do some damage, so does Pikachu, and they do with that ultimate going strong. Pio feared up by Black Archangel. They're gonna get the Aegis. Can they get more? BKB still going strong in the other two calls. Black Archangel dies second time, maybe not just yet. Ergon eats the cheese. Jump forward from Pio. He's going for it. But Ergon does fall. That ultimate still doing a ridiculous amount of damage to Pikachu, so Pio gonna have to leave. He can actually do that here. A couple of Force Staffs, Glimmer Capes and whatnot. That'll do the trick. Every single ghost getting a ton of damage done from this DP ultimate. Castle dying to last breaths. They got what they came for, which is the mid-rax. Lost a few things for it. 3 buybacks being used, one of them a dieback. I think that's still alright for Pavaga, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
At least if they are not forced into buybacks of their own, but it doesn't seem so. Right, there's some action for you. Are you happy now?
I'm happier.
Slightly
still
less unhappy, maybe?
Slightly less unhappy. They're getting there. They're doing the right things. But they need to still step it up and use all the control that they've got to finalize this match. Finally.
Yeah. All right. So lead very much in favor of Pavaga. Grew to 31k, 30k, give or take. Use cheese to use Aegis. No extra advantages next time they're trying to make a play like that. Because normally it's not something that you can go for. I mean, you see the Wraith King, your mind doesn't necessarily jump to, oh yeah, we can kill him once without Chrono and then just use the Chrono for the second time. Kind of like the way Pavaga approached that though, with Castle kind of keeping the rest of the team busy, just uses ultimate in their face.
Yeah, he was just messing with them, right?
Yeah.
Taking their time, so that disruption doesn't come there to save the Wraith King. That was pretty important by him. And, you know, they still have that Chrono. Agonist is so good. They move back, straight back in. Why is he buying Refresher on Void? Like,
Surely
you
just get Moonshot first, right?
Yeah, like, Get anything. Get an MKB even, like,
Yeah.
get some damage.
Holding
Buy a
on to
rapier.
freaking magic wand. I mean, hello?
I mean, yeah, that's also strange. If there's some diffusal or something similar, I understand why you keep the magic wand, but there's nothing like that.
Yeah. Huh. Guess he just wants more Chronos.
So tell me, what do you think about this game? Where is it gonna go?
It's gonna end. Pavaga will win in like 10 minutes at the latest. I mean,
10 minutes?
yeah, because then it's proper. Like, we're already there, but we're getting closer towards the Ultra Lake game now.
Yeah.
And all of the other games that we've had were super long, so why should this be any different? Pikachu gets a TB out. Aegon, he has the full-on mini-Doom right now with the Orchid and the Nullify, Diffusal Blade for good measure. Can of course turn it into a Bloodstone, so... The only there's some defenses here with
Radiant's top tower is
Lotus
under
Orbs
attack.
and the defense disruption. So Shadow Demon certainly got his work cut out for him. Against that Aegon.
He's also getting that 25 very soon, right? With the Shadow Demon.
Yeah.
Look at him.
See, he's higher level. Oh, he has more experience than Chappie.
I mean,
Damn,
it happens.
son.
Chappie has been involved in 1 kill and 3 assists, while Shadow Demon has 2 kills and 8 assists. So Chappie has pretty much been just split pushing and dodging everyone.
Yeah. Well, Pavaga, at this point, might as well just wait for the next Roche. Could be a quick respawn. 10 seconds on a minimum respawn time right now, so they're gonna have to hold out a little bit. And they also need to deal with top. I mean, this is unnecessary.
I guess, like, I swear, Pavaga, if they didn't have this tier 2, this game would have been so difficult for them. Because Unique, they would find a way to split push them all the time and make them go back, you know? Like, they would need only 1 lane pushing in. That's the fact. Like, when you have 1 tier 2 up, you can't have 1 lane pushing in, and that's not enough. You can't just go with 1 lane and take everything.
Yeah.
You need to somehow push that mid to take the tier 2 first, so you're able to properly split push.
I guess he like this, pushing down mid, it's a very dangerous proposition because it's a bit of a funnel, right? It does open yourself up to be chronoed, what have you. A lot of cliffs and trees for the Brood Mother to take advantage of. But they're smoking up as 5. With the courier.
Yeah, the
following
double
with another
damage is there.
smoke.
Let's see, there's the DD, there's the
How's it
smoke.
going?
There's a smoke on the right side as well, look, look.
Oh, smoke and smoke action. Pyre will break it. He's just going in. Chronosphere on 3. He's starting to click. Defensive disruption dodges the stun here. Lich is down. Global stance to follow up by some time. The BKBs galore. So looking for the next target. Pikachu would be a good one. He refreshes. Got another BKB. Another Chronosphere if he wants it. He could get 3 if he wants. And 4, 5, including his teammates, but he has plenty of damage to kill off
Everyone!
himself.
Just chrono everyone!
Just chrono everybody, why the hell not? But now he's out of BKB charges. The Aegon's actually dead. And not too many inside of Unique. It didn't actually finish up any of these kills. Simon, kind of low. Chappie can't quite run him down against the Glimmer Cape. And instead, they force on the face is void. They bring down Fire the second time. How did this not work?
They had no damage, that's how not. Like, this refresher is good for him to be able to fight twice, but he doesn't have enough damage in Chronos, that's the problem. And he caught all of his teammates too in the Chronos, so that wasn't great either. Shadow Demon, he did well when the fight started. He helped his teammates out with a couple of disruptions, but then he got used by the Panda Brewlings, which definitely made him useless for the rest of the fight. And overall, I think it's the item decision from the Void. Also, their inability to end the game much sooner cost them in the end, as Chappie now is quite a beast. He has 6k gold stored up.
Yeah.
Roche is up, so they can go and do that. And Lash has so much. Also, this changes game quite a lot. Once Lash has Hex, I'm surprised no one bought Hex before. But now when he gets it, the game changes for Void tremendously, as he won't be able to just jump in with that.
take a fight here. It's coming through. Castle with another ultimate, ready to go. Trying to buy some time here at least for the Void to not have to buy back. Well, still,
I don't know if you want to give them Aghanims. Like, this rush is huge for Radiant. Anyone, like, you give Aghanims to Leshrac or to Shadow Demon, suddenly the game is 10 times harder.
Well,
Root wants to go in.
Maybe he can snipe it. He's going. He snatched it.
Got
he
it.
got the Aegis. And he got the cheese running
And the
away.
Aghanims.
And the Aghanims too.
He took everything!
Oh my god.
He took everything away
Ridiculous.
from them. That Prophet has
Absolutely
the pressure. That's
ridiculous. Alright, at least something, but Chappie being bashed.
He's tilted.
There's
He's like,
stun
get me
coming
out.
through, has BKB to work with right now, and the Chronosphere to follow up, but still taking a lot of damage. Cheshire Cat though, going down. Defense is dropped. No, he's still alive! He's living! He's BKBing, he's healing up, and now Pavaga in a bit of a pickle here, refused quite a bit of the cooldowns, and didn't get a kill. A Castle with another ultimate, he got that cooldown talent as well. But you're not killing people, you're staying alive. Maybe set up for something, but not by yourself. Not if Pyro isn't ready to go. Oh, Ergon for that matters. Oh god, what is going on? Ergon, what are you doing? That's the BKB coming full down just at the right time, so that's something.
Just kidding, lol. Just kidding. He's out. He has that one Aghanims to give to someone. I guess Silencer or Rubik, right? Who do you give it to? Rubik is already buying his own. He has a point booster, so I guess the Axe goes to Silencer, I guess. Or you give it to Rubik and he buys Hex, right?
Yeah. Both would be quite nice. Like,
or you just keep it in your backpack, in your storage, and you use it.
Can you sell it actually?
Oh, you know what? No, you know what you do? You sell your Aghanims and you use.
Yeah, right.
I think that would be actually the best thing for them, but it looks like he's going to give it to Seth. No, I wouldn't give it to Rubik. Really, I wouldn't give it to him. I'd use it, I'd sell the Aghanims, and then I buy another item on wood. It would help her out a lot to have some more damage. But they decide to go for the other option, the more selfless option. They give it to the Urara. He's going to have that Aghanims.
I would have made a case for the Silence actually, because like in the last Chronosphere, he was also caught inside of it, but everyone's kind of low. So I feel like if Simon, even as a support Silence at this point, if he just stands outside the Chronosphere and gets the right click for 5-6 seconds, that's not an insignificant amount of damage. So if he has the Aghanims on top,
it is really like it's insignificant because look at his item build. Like he has Tranquil.
But it would, like in that last fight though, it would have been enough to put 2 heroes over the edge, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, maybe, but he just deals so little. Like he has 134, his attack speed is abysmal. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to hard to justify.
It's no carry, but it's the only kind of supplemental damage that it can have in the Chronosphere like that. Unless they unless you use it perfectly and have.
Or you give it to Rubik and he steals a good spell. That's also that also works. You know? I mean, like if he had anything, if he had a pike at least, and if he went for power shreds, drums, whatever, then I'd give it to Silencer. But like this, it's very hard to justify.
Thought I'd give it a shot.
I mean, I know what you mean. I agree, but it's Panda jumps in.
It's gonna do him. BKB gets it out before Nullifier can connect, so they have to run away, which they are. Pyre was on BKB. He's going in though. Chronosphere catches the Shadow Demon. He actually has no damage here with the Aeon. This needs a second Chrono. The global silence comes out by some time. Wraith King walks into the Chrono. And it does end up dropping here. But hey, Wraith King is an Aghanim Scepter of his own. So people are coming back for the moment. Ergon falls using that Aegis. Rubik buying back already. Buys back all around. Lich doesn't have it though. So Cheshire Cat, they also need to bring him down. That's a super annoying target. But all of a sudden, Castle finds himself all alone. Silence, but also Glimmer Cape. 4-star from Epicurara. Pyre goes in, 30 seconds though until another Chrono Sphere can appear. Damage is being done, Soul Catcher really good, but can never really follow up here. The Shadow Demon falls again. He can get a few spells up after the silence wears up. But that's the dieback indeed. Same perhaps for Happy Durara. He's ticking out. Slowly but surely, but he's getting some distance. Wraith King blinking across. But the rest of his team is falling apart one by one. And it's gonna be a dead Prophet. Not just a death Prophet. There's a buyback available on that, but yeah, no supports. There's another Chronosphere. Chappie with a second life. No, and a buyback, so third lives and everything, but forcing it out would be one more step. I mean, buyback right now because he's still in this normal form. Pavaga, they also have to deal with split. Look at this Cheshire Cat. What a madman. He's trying to make plays, but he uses BKB for this, and Apayo can just click him to death, can he? Full up stun. Nope. Not going to be enough. Aragon taking over with the mini doom, and another dead.
This was a good attempt. He tried.
The last hurrah, perhaps you could call it that.
He definitely did try, but that didn't work. And now after they defend, they can just travel back into their base. And then the Panda is already doing it with his little rulings, attacking the throne.
It's not attack.
That Prophet is actually porting in. Look, he's popping the ult. He's going to try to go for throne, but
Simon's there. He can't really slow it down. This is a full-on L7 base race, but it's just too much for Pavaga. Oh, what an end. Almost an hour in this game one.
Yeah, what a slugfest.
Oh my god.
Slugfest. It was a good game. It was a fun game. I think Dire, Pavaga, they definitely had like multiple timings when they could have won the game and just end it, but they decided to just slug it out, to play until the bitter end, to just draw it out until they have everything necessary. I think that refresher also on Pio maybe wasn't that necessary for them. If he had more damage, he could have taken targets down earlier. He needed 2 Chronos to take down 1 Shadow Demon. That's crazy. And Shadow Demon doesn't... He has some armor with Lotus Sword, but that's it. In any case, Pavaga Jr., they win this first game, but they win it with a Brood, and I'm worried for them when it comes to these next 2 games that they're heading into. If they don't have that Brood, I wonder if they'll be able to take down Unique or not.
Yep. Well, that is the real question, and we will find out the answer to it in a few moments' time, so stay tuned.
LOOT.BET. Made for live betting.